Yeah, that was a great win for our program. That's just testament to this league that team like that is has struggled to get wins. They had a little tough stretch, but they got Notre Dame who beat us, and we were go up 7 the second half, and then just couldn't put them away, and finally got some stops, and then Ibuka really took over the game, and it's nice to have a guy like that. But great win for us. We had some guys make some contributions that probably won't show up as much on the stat sheet, but after our Cal game, where we felt like we had our bench didn't give us much, we had some good contributions from Donovan Young, Jeremy gave us good minutes, Oscar gave us good minutes, and then obviously Slide and Jalen Thompson, the starting lineup, he really had a big impact.
Can you talk a bit about Jalen Thompson, what he gave you a start?
You know what? I'm so proud of a guy. I've coached a long time, 30-plus years. I don't know many guys that have just hadn't played a lot of minutes in his career, shows up to practice every day. Teammates really enjoy him. And I tell everyone, I said, my approach is to love them all. I don't get to play them all. And, try to stay ready. And I think a lot of coaches will, make cases not to play guys into the bench. Like, he's not this, he's not that. And it's like, sometimes we're wrong. And sometimes it's just not the right fit. And to stay ready, he had a wrist surgery, missed like 6 weeks, and kind of sent him out of the rotation. But he's been coming on and helping us in games, and he was up for the moment. So it's gratifying as a coach, and that's part of character development, and to have guys with those stories is cool.
Right. So, Coach, 15 lead changes,
Oof.
5 ties, and then you were in the midst of in front, and then they went on 11-0 run in the second half. So a lot of things going on, but despite that, you shot 100% from the free throw line.
Wow, tremendous. We needed it. No, we needed it. I didn't even know that till now, and it was one guy had 9 of them. That's great. We need it because I think if we make our free throws against Clemson, we make our free throws against Wake Forest, even 2 for 4 on those 1-and-1s. Those, might have one win, you might have 2. I think you get one of those wins for sure. And different story. But it's good that we did it tonight. Like I said, like the Cameron Corn, we didn't have many answers for him. He was a really good player. Minor, he did a good job guarding for most of the night and hit a couple big threes, and their wing really did well. So, gritty win for us.
In the first half, Coach, how did you see Ibuka react? It seemed like Pitt's entire defense was focused on him. How did you see him react in that moment?
What makes him special, like I said, he's had a couple games this year. Like I think the UNLV game early in the year where he got a different coverage and he kind of pressed and he took a lot of shots and he was just trying to. But he's really taken a shine to just try and be a point guard, and they were really extending on the show. Poor scout on my part. I should know everyone's going to double. Normally they just switch, but they said no. We're going to try to get it out of his hands, and kind of wore him out. He didn't try to attack it too much. He was trying to play through our guys. He had a couple miscues, but like a good quarterback, just throwing, checking down a little bit, and he checked down most of the first half. Then he kind of knew what was coming, and he kind of asserted himself and didn't panic and made some really big time plays.
You guys outscored them 10 points in the second half. They went on some 11-0 run, kind of made it interesting. You guys flipped the switch. What was kind of the key to that?
My memory's not great, but I know that we were struggling to get any stops, and I put Donovan in there, and I thought we had Donovan and Jalen kind of matching up with their wings because they kind of they looked the part, look like they're switchable, can get to their 3-point shooting. We were getting hit on penetration prior to that, and a little bit Aiden was having a hard time keeping guys in front there. And we're getting or in the ball screen coverage, they had penetration. We're chasing our tail, and Dunning hit some big shots. I got a high-low when we went zone, got an and one. So I think Donovan kind of allowed us to play man down the stretch, and he had some big offensive rebounds, big defensive rebounds. So he did a good job. Oscar, I know he didn't score tonight, but he was good in there too, using his size and defensively was great. So we weren't at our best defensively, but we were good in that stretch to get back in the game. If we don't do that, if we're just trading baskets, we're not going to get that thing done.
Hey, Coach, there's been a thing for a while in college basketball, but I was just kind of wondering your thoughts because I don't think we've talked about it. There's a lot of NBA players that are coming back to college, Europeans, guys who played in the G League.
Yeah.
I was wondering, is that something that you are against? Is it something you're kind of attacking, trying to get guys on your team?
I think it's silly, to be honest. I think that's not college basketball. I think if you've played in the NBA, it's over, whatever, or you had your opportunities. But I also see the argument, too, that, like if guys in Europe can come over there playing professionally and come over and be eligible, I can see why a guy that was drafted or played in the G League, if he wants to get a college education, is great. I just don't like it. Doesn't help Stanford. I've been in communication with Terry, but I think he's been out for a while. But I was like, well, maybe I'll talk to Zaire Williams want to come back and finish up his degree. So we have some guys out there, but I just don't know. We have to come up with some parameters. Whether it's collective bargaining, whatever. We got to get to something that makes sense to me, or we'll figure it out.
All right, Coach, you've been here. This is year 2 for you, but you got some players that were here before you came, and somebody like Benny Geeler, senior day. What will be your emotion in that kind of moment, being that you didn't have him the whole time, but it's going to be the last game him playing?
Yeah, you know what, Benny. Sometimes the guys I've taken over 4 programs, and sometimes the guy, because my heart's always feels for the guys that are behind. They got a new coach, they got a new boss, and it's easy. Like I said, I really think I learned this from Randy Bennett when we went to St. Mary's. Our approach is always, these are our guys, man. We're both here at that point, is like, we're here for St. Mary's. They came here for St. Mary's. We're going to honor that, and we're going to work with them to be the best we can. Benny embraced what we're about. And like I said, our system doesn't necessarily, he just beat guys out. He made it impossible for me not to play him. And those guys are special to you. And he's as special as it gets. And there's one other guy that I've coached that has a similar profile, and that was Todd Golden. And he's the head coach of Florida. He's gone on to do some pretty good things. And he's just the guy we tried to recruit over and couldn't get back. And Benny's kind of the same thing. He's just too valuable. Captain. He's our best defender, or he's our best shooter. Tougher than nails. So it'll be emotional. All these guys that we're honoring, and in this day and age, guys that are getting to where they're degrees from here. That's important. And they've all. I think it's back-to-back win. I think we ensured a winning season, so back-to-back winning season. That's something to be proud of. And he's a big, big, big part of it. And he's tougher than he knows, so I really value him.
Just, once you talk about kind of Buka and just kind of what he did to give you. I mean, it's every game he asks us and stuff like that. But
No,
he really just took over down the stretch. It's like having a freshman.
I turned to Coach Sean and said, I don't know what it is, but I think he's got it. It's just like he just confident guy, learns from his past mistakes, growth mindset, and he's really trying to learn how to pick his spots. I say early in the season, it was like go, 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 and it's like, all right, I'm gonna get 30, and but now he's starting to get more assists. He doesn't really turn the ball over. Rebounding, he's got 19 rebounds the last 2 games. Someone must have told me he doesn't rebound well enough. So he's just tackling it, trying to be the best he can be. It's pretty amazing.
No, I got a question about that. So last game we talked about the 9 turnovers in the first half, and you only had 1 in the second. This time you're 1 under 10 turnovers. So when you see that type of desire to possess the ball and not turn it over, what does that mean?
That means a lot to us. I think we have small backcourt, so doggone it, we shouldn't turn it over. That's the trade-out. You're going to have good ball handling, play 2 3-point guards, and that's took us out of it against Cal a little bit. And that Cal honestly doesn't turn people over that much, so that was the frustrating part. Down 14 at half, had a chance to get back in the game just by making sure we got shots. Same issue tonight. We, like I said, a couple uncharacteristic, but credit Pitt. They changed what they do a little bit, and they were really aggressive, and we weren't quite ready for it. But we made the adjustment, and we're great with the ball. We got shots on the rim, and like I said, getting Donovan coming there getting 3 offensive rebounds, and they're a really good defensive rebounding team. And to be able to get some of those in key possessions, big for us. And that offensive rebounding is an offense in itself. And if you're taking care of the ball, you're getting shots on the rim. So we discourage turning it over, but got to execute there.
Coach, recently Stanford baseball announced some new script jerseys, some cream jerseys. They were pretty cool.
Yeah.
Obviously, Pitt also has some script ones as well. Have you thought about any alternate uniforms?
I'm the worst guy to ask in the world on that, but I'm sure players would like to do something. I have no idea. But I'll talk to Roy. Roy's been slacking. you know, Roy's got to come up. That's his job. He gets us outfitted. But I'll check in with those guys.
Anything else, Coach? All right, thanks,
All right,
guys.
thank you.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Good job, Bo.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.